Welcome to CivilNet. My guests today are Alan Yekikian and Sose Thomassian, both from California. Alan Yekikian is one of the faces behind the scenes at CivilNet. He designed the website. And Sose Thomassian is one of the faces behind the scenes in the United States, at Civilitas America, and she handles the donations and the questions from our donors there. I want to thank both of you for being here and say that your being here has nothing to do with either the website or Civilitas America. You're here because you just got married. You got married here in Armenia, and you were accompanied by a bunch of friends and family. And some people are going to sit there now and cry and say, isn't that wonderful? And others are going to say, you're crazy. And I'll just ask you why you did that.
To cut it short, Sose and I find a lot of meaning together in Armenia. We experience Armenia together almost every summer. We've organized the AYF Youth Corps program here every summer. And our friends all love being in Armenia, but they're never in Armenia together. So we thought, why not
get married and make that possible?
Exactly, bring them all together, bring our family here together. Let us give an experience to our loved ones, experience it ourselves, but also impart what we love about this country on our friends and loved ones. And what better way than a wedding?
And do what we want to do, because usually weddings don't become what the couple is, but this time we really wanted to emphasize the fact that this is what we wanted, this is what we love, and this is what we did successfully.
Well, not this time, because there was no other time.
But for your particular wedding, you did in fact do it the way you wanted. No, bravo, I was lucky enough to be there, and I have to say it was fun at various levels. But let me ask you the crazy question first. Did people not say you're crazy? Did they not think this would be a logistical nightmare?
Yeah, from even up until a week before coming to Armenia, or 2 weeks before coming to Armenia, I had family asking me, how are we going to get to the church? How are we going to get from the church to the hotel? Do you know how far it is from the church to the hotel, from church to Yerevan? As if I hadn't been thinking about those things before.
Well, let's explain this. Where was the wedding itself? Where was the ceremony?
So the ceremony was at Kecharis in Zalgazor, and then our reception was at Sevan.
At the Tufenkian Zapata Hotel, which is on the other side of Sevan, the calm, tranquil, beautiful, non-touristy side.
2 hours away.
2 hours away.
And so the questions were quite realistic.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the answers you gave based on what you were both doing at the other end of the internet sitting in California. It's not like you hired a wedding planner.
No, we became wedding planners. And we created our own website where we had frequently asked questions. We would blog about, and we continue to blog till this day about our experiences, be it designing a ring with a ring person here.
You designed the ring here?
Yes, we did. We did a lot of things. Well, majority of the things we did here. So from the rings to the favors, obviously the food and the cake, but for the most part, we did everything in Armenia.
The welcome gifts.
Welcome gifts were mostly to these tourists, either old or new.
Exactly, and so again, everything was custom designed by us. So we wanted to create a prism for our guests to see, feel, and experience Armenia. So in a very methodical way, thanks to my wife, we wanted them to have a welcome bag when they came with goodies inside that we prepared. We wanted them to have a post-wedding trip to Artsakh, where we could show them some of the places that amazed us over the years. We wanted them to have the favors, which were produced here, ceramic almonds.
Yeah, that can be used for either paper clips or sugar, right?
Exactly. And everything is unique. Everything is, in a sense, branded, because again, that's who we are. I do communications and marketing, so the branding, had to find its way in there. This is our unique wedding.
We need to say that this was, as Armenian weddings go, a rather small wedding. This was 50 of your nearest and dearest. And you didn't just do the Basag at Kecharis and the Harsnik at Sevan, you also did side trips.
Yes, we So we went to Artsakh. We're continuing tomorrow. We're going to go to Dilijan. So we're trying to make this an all-encompassing experience. And let me just say that we wouldn't be able to do all this without the network of friends we have here, including you, and including everybody who's helped us along the way, because without that network, which is very supportive in Armenia, and if you don't know somebody, you'll know somebody who'll know somebody who'll know somebody.
That's how we live in Armenia, because everybody knows somebody who knows somebody. But you did something really interesting at every level. You mixed the symbolic and the functional. Huh? I mean, even in your experience, it was a mix of the symbolic and the functional. You, on the one hand, lived here, you know, several times for a week or two at a time. And on this particular occasion, even as you lived here, you had to find the tailor, the dry cleaner, the shakar person. And so you really got a feel of Armenia from the ground up. Is it hard?
You know, it is, but it isn't, because you have to adjust your frame of mind from the States to here. In the States, things are done months in advance. In the States, you rely on someone else, you dish out lots of money, and you freak out all the time. Over here, you only need to freak out for a week.
It's true, things are much more immediate here. But I was thinking, you know, through all of your various steps, that everything you sought to find, you did manage to find. And I think that often tourists don't see that this is a real place where you live. You know, you can find ribbon, and you can find plastic bags, and you can find...
which you helped with.
And, you know, all of the specifics that are...
That go into a wedding. Yeah, everything. I mean, and everyone is completely understood. Everyone was accommodated our timeline, from the flowers to the ceramics, to the ring. I mean, the best stories we can tell are when we came here in December, you know, walking.
This last December.
Yeah, this last December, because we've done this in 3 phases really. We had the America, I guess, coming up with the idea and setting the groundwork and establishing a few contacts, coming here in December and really meeting with them and laying the foundation as best we can. Of course, nothing is ever finite. And then coming here and really executing one by one by one by one, and you know, every step of the way, especially in December, we had to go through snowy Yerevan. We drove through the snow to get to Kecharis to meet with the priest, who then spent 1 minute with us and said, call me a week before the wedding, which I did, and he remembered me.
Yeah, I suspect he didn't have too many havadatsials like you, not customers, but you know. Do you have advice for others? Is this something everybody should do?
This is definitely, you go first.
Well, it's something very much doable, but you have to have the will and the mind frame to adjust to Armenia and be okay and accepting of the changes and the little nuances that happen along the way.
But look, as somebody who was the guest at this wedding, you weren't putting up with mediocre. The cake was one of the most beautiful I've seen. The flowers were gorgeous. The tuile, you know, and the church. I mean, things were done the way one would hope for them to be, right? I mean,
it's remarkable. Everything turned out to be perfect, even though the cake flavor wasn't the cake flavor we had ordered, but
it was done that way for our benefit.
Yeah,
of course it was.
Everything just. If you can dream it, you can do it. So
well, we also happen to have, you know, a few shots of your wedding, so perhaps we'll splice some into this interview and let people see that how truly beautiful and simple and meaningful it all was. And let's hope that your example, you know, resonates and people find ways to give that meaningful day meaning in a place like this that has so much meaning.
I mean, you speak to your friends, your loved ones, and they, while we're planning our wedding, they're talking to us about their wedding, and across the board, they all had the same complaints. There were 500 people there, we didn't know one of them. There were 500 people there, they all got to have fun, they all got to eat, we didn't get to do anything. I had no idea what happened at my wedding. We know everything that happened. We knew all the people there. They were all close, they were all intimate. We shared every moment of the trip with them, every moment of the wedding with them. And then after the wedding, we got to show them Armenia. This becomes your wedding when it's here. It's not the wedding of 500 of your mom and dad's friends. It's your wedding, you create it. And throw whatever misconceptions about not being able to do anything in Armenia out the window, because with Skype, Facebook, Gmail, and telephone, we were able with 2 people to organize with friends a wedding halfway across the world.
And we're very happy you did. Our guests have been Sose Thomassian and Alan Yekikian, now Mr. and Mrs. Alan Yekikian, whose wedding last week here in Armenia, starting in Kecharis and Zargatsor and ending at Sevan's Tufenkian Zapatar, was quite enjoyable, quite interesting, and a wonderful logistical success that hopefully will be emanated by others. Thank you for watching CivilNet.